Hey gang, a number of you have asked for, I guess, what I would call jam night preparation. So we're going to do the blues rock classic Born Under a Bad Sign. It's really a blues number, and then of course Cream adapted it to rock. Great jam tune for either a blues jam or a blues rock jam, classic rock jam. You can play it. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the main riff of the song. So if you're the only guitar that's up there, you can do this. If you're a second guitar or third guitar, I'm going to show you a second rhythm, a way of playing rhythm, which is more like playing horn stabs. And we'll show you how to do a lead. Now the lead will probably be in a separate lesson, just to keep these short. So in the next couple lessons, this is what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to do the rhythm first. Here we go, the two rhythm parts in this. Hey, as always, gang, if you like this one, give it the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for a couple of these every week. We'll see you in just a second. Okay, gang, let's go through this main riff now. First things first, you can download the tab and the backing track for the rhythm. It's going to help you a bit, okay? And the backing track's there to help you practice. All right, let's go over the main riff to the song. Most recognizable part. We're going to play this one in D. You can play it in any key you want and transpose it. Totally movable. All right, so we're going to start out on the D on the 5th string, 5th fret right here. Let me play at least the beginning part of the riff, the most iconic part. Okay, so here we go. All right, and that's repeated 3 times. On the 4th time, I'll show you how that works a little bit later, but let's go through the basics of this riff. We should go through this pretty quickly. Pretty straightforward, I think. So we're going to start out here, as I said, on the 5th string, 5th fret, which is a D. We're going to jump to the 6th string and play 3-5. On the 5th string, we'll play 3-5. On the 4th string, we're going to play 3 and tweak it up a quarter step. Not too much. And come back down to the 5th string, 5th fret, okay? So that whole first part of the riff sounds like this. All right, second part of the riff, you're going to be hanging on that last note that you just hit, which is 5th string, 5th fret, that D. And now you're going to play. So again, you're jumping down to the 6th string, playing 3-5, and 3 on the 5th. But now you're jumping back down to the 6th string and playing the 1st, tweaking it up maybe a quarter step, but slowly. And then you're going to start to repeat the lick again by jumping up to the 5th string, 5th fret again, ending up there, which is the start of the next iteration of the riff. Let me show you how that blends together. Etc. Okay? So the 4th time through that you play it, so you do that 3 times. The 4th time through that you play that riff, you play this. Okay, etc. So the whole thing is that the first part's the same. Then we're going to jump to the 6th and play 2nd fret, 3rd, 4th, and now we're on the A7 chord. So we've been playing over a D7 chord. Now we're going to play over an A7 chord. So we're hitting on the 6th string, the 5th fret, which is an A. Now I'm just here playing a really simple A7 chord. I've got it written in the tab, but just let me show you. This is a very useful chord. It's only using 3 strings. It's using the 6th, the 4th, and the 3rd string. It's blocking out the 5th. This one is an A7. We're playing the 5th string, or the 6th string 5th fret. 5th string is block. 4th string 5th fret. And 3rd string 6th fret. So it sounds like this. Okay? You want to keep that funky. Now we're going to walk down to a G and play that same form, but we're going to play a G7. And now we're back to the riff. Important thing is to keep it funky, all right? Now there's a couple of alternatives, one of which I've written down there. I won't say there are endless alternatives or endless things that you can do with this, but you should have some fun with it. So for example, you can play... right? Anything you want, like that. All right? So anyway, there's just an alternative. Have a lot of fun with this. It's a great funky riff. Just keep it funky and you'll be fine. All right, gang, second part. Want to remind you that the tab is down below for these chord voicings as well. So let's talk a little bit about it. All right, if somebody's already playing the riff, that means you can have lots of fun, right? You can play single notes, and in fact, Robin Ford in his version mostly plays single notes. It's only guitar. It's a power trio. It's guitar, bass, and drums. And he doesn't play chords over it, and he doesn't play the main riff. He just plays filler riffs. It's a pretty remarkable version, and it works great. You should check it out. All right, anyway, so that's kind of like that kind of stuff, right? All right, but we're not going to do that. We're going to play what I called horn stabs and so forth. All right, so let me just go through the voicings of that and then just a couple of comments about it. So let's talk about this chord right here, this D ninth. I call this a D ninth, but notice we're not playing that bass note, which we could. It's a little bit harder. Cramps your fingers. All right? But that's a D ninth voicing without we're not playing that D on the bass. Okay, so that one is just, in terms of the fingerings, it's on the 5th through 2nd strings. We've got 9th fret, 10th fret, 9th fret, 10th fret. Now you can call that chord lots of other things. It's functioning as a D dominant in the song, so I'm calling it a D ninth. All right? That is a very useful chord. You can slide that up, or you can slide from below. All right, so there's lots of things you can do with that chord. It's a lot of fun one to play. It's a good funky chord. Okay, a second voicing that we're using is slightly different. It's also a D ninth voice, but now we're playing on the 4, 3, 2, and 1 strings, and we're playing 10, 9, 10, 10. So that's a little brighter voicing. You're using the top strings. And kind of in conjunction with each other, those work pretty well. That kind of stuff, right? So anyway, that's another nice voicing of that D7, or D ninth. One I didn't show you in there that I love is this one right here. And that's just taking that 2nd string and voicing it I'm going from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10, which is our chord that I showed you the voicing of. But we could start out with just moving that second string all the way down to the 7th. Now it's a suspended flavor. Now it's a little dissonant. And now it's our D ninth. Pretty cool. I love that voicing. All right. Let me show you two more voicings. One is an A 13th. Love this voicing too. Oops. Okay, so this one is also, you're not emphasizing the root of the chord. The root of the chord is on the high, not on the bottom. It's on the top string. All right, this is on strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. And we're starting out with 10, 11, 11, and 10. That's what we're doing. And of course the G is just moving that down 2. I really like that fingering. It's a real guitar-friendly fingering too. And it goes back to the D ninth right here. So playing the 1, 4, 5 is really super simple. Here's the 1, the D, here's the G dominant, which is a 13th, and now here's the A dominant, 13th. All right, so nice little thing you've got going there. All right, hopefully that gives you some ideas for other things that you can do. One piece of advice is to make sure that if you've got a singer, you can't be doing those horn stat, you can't be doing this kind of over, born under a bad sign. You don't want to be playing born under a bad sign. That's no good, right? So you can play it in between. That works fine. Born under a bad sign. I've been down since I began to crawl. Bum, bum, etc. Right? So just watch that a little bit, but otherwise have a lot of fun with it. All right, well, there you have it, gang. A couple of different rhythm parts for Born Under a Bad Sign. Gives you lots of flexibility, I think. All right, see you down the road.